Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So I'm going to be doing the mid-year book freakout tag. This is a classic and it's a nice way to kind of check in halfway through the year. I may also tack on a little goals check-in as well at the end of this because I don't think I'm going to do a separate video for that this year. So question one is a doozy and I don't really have an answer for it, but it's the best book you've read so far this year. And I have 12 books on my list already for my favorite books. So I honestly couldn't pick one. I really couldn't. I've read a lot of good books so far. It's awesome. I'm thinking I'll just do a whole separate video for all of my favorite books of the year so far. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to hold off on sharing. Although the next one is best sequel you've read so far this year. For sure it's If I'm Found by Terry Blackstock. So this is the sequel to If I Run. And I read this whole trilogy this year and loved it. And this sequel is really strong. I really enjoyed it. It followed a similar plot line as the first book, but I just liked the things that happened in the second book a lot. A lot of good character development for the main character of Casey, and then also like her relationship that's forming as well. It was just really satisfying, so for sure it's my favorite sequel so far. So the next question is a new release that you still want to read, and I don't really keep up with new releases that much, like besides for my like favorite authors, but The Letter Keeper by Charles Martin is the sequel to The Water Keeper. The Water Keeper? Yeah. I have the book. I just haven't read it yet. So The Water Keeper came out last year in 2020, and then the sequel to it, The Letter Keeper, came out this year. I think it came out in May, or maybe it came out in June, I don't know. I probably won't read it this year, but I am excited that it's coming out. I think this is going to be a trilogy, so that's cool. I found The Water Keeper at my Christian bookstore on sale. So it's only because it has like a little like crease in the, but you can like barely see it. Like, can you see that like kind of bump? I think that's the only reason it was on sale, because then there were full price ones like on the shelf next to it basically. So I was like, okay. So yeah, I scored with this. I think The Letter Keeper came out in hardcover, so I probably won't get it until I can get it in paperback like this one. And then the next question is the most anticipated release for the second half of the year. I decided to just look on my Goodreads for books that I've added that are coming out at the end of 2021. And actually the sequel to Love and a Little White Lie is called Love and the Silver Lining by Tammy L. Gray. And yeah, it's the sequel, and for sure I want to read it. I should see if I can get an ARC, honestly, because I loved Love and a Little White Lie and I like just read it, so I'm really excited that there's a sequel already. So yeah, I definitely need to look into that actually. I just thought of that. I should get an ARC for it. Question 5 is your biggest disappointment, and I do have a list of like DNFs and disappointments, but ultimately my biggest one is probably The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker, just because the content was like so R-rated that I didn't expect it, but I should have, but I didn't, and so I was disappointed, like, because I was so into the story, like I really liked it, but ultimately like the content was just too graphic for me. Question 6 is your biggest surprise, and for that I would say Heart of Red, Blood of Blue. I have lent it to my mom, so I don't have it here with me, so I don't really have a good picture of it, but I've just been showing like an Instagram picture. But anyways, so surprised by how much I love this book. It came out of nowhere and it is really good. Like, it's on my favorites list for sure, and I'm so glad that lots of people have been reading it lately. I think people have been saying it's free on Kindle Unlimited, so check that out if you want. Question 7 is your favorite new author, and for sure Tammy L. Gray is my new favorite author. I'm so impressed. I've only read 2 of her books, but they have blown me away. Like 5 stars, 10 out of 10, amazing. So good. She is on my radar now. I'm going to follow everything that she publishes, and I want to read all of her backlist stuff. So excited. Question 8 is your newest fictional crush, and I guess I'm gonna say Joshua Avery from Before I Called You Mine. He's probably my perfect man, so if we could just make him be real, that would be great. No, but really, like he's just so sensitive and loves Jesus and just is really compassionate and cares, and takes the time to listen. I like it. Also, he's really funny. Like, he can have a good time. So, I mean, he's made up for a reason. But anyways, he was a very nice love interest to follow. Question 9 is your new favorite character. And I could say like multiple characters for this, but I decided to pick Helen Carpenter from Happiness for Beginners because I just loved how real she was. Like, she was not perfect and she had baggage and like things that like made her anxious, and she was awkward, and I just like really, she was so endearing. So yeah, I really liked her as a character, and also like her self-discovery throughout the book was so satisfying to read. So yeah, she's a good character. Question 10 is a book that made you cry. I know that I've cried in books this year, but I don't have like vivid memories of crying in books yet. But like I have a Goodreads shelf dedicated to books that made me cry, and I have If I Live on there, the last book of the If I Run trilogy. But I don't remember what part would have made me cry because like it's all a blur. I don't really remember. I'll just say If I Live because I mean I know it was a good conclusion. Question 11 is book that made you happy, and I chose The Tutor's Daughter for this one by Julie Klassen. It was just a fun book. Like, so it's historical, and this girl and her dad go to tutor for this family, and they had previously tutored the 2 older boys that are the same age as the daughter, and now they're tutoring the 2 younger boys. And it's just a funny situation, like this house, and there's like awkward family dynamics and like a love square rectangle thing going on, and it was just really entertaining. I really enjoyed it. There's like a bit of a mystery too, and so many sweet moments, so definitely made me happy. Question 12 is the most beautiful book you've bought or received this year, and I wrote down 3 answers, but really my answer is Let It Be Me, because Becky Wade herself offered to send this to me, and I love this cover. I love the covers of this series. I really like the like light thing going on, like the light effect, and then I love the font and the colors, and I just like it. The spine is really cute because it's baby pink. So I'm gonna say this one. I also had Heart of Red, Blood of Blue on my list, and then also Love and a Little White Lie, because I also quite like this cover too. I just really like the script font. I'm a fan, so yeah. Question 13 is what book do you need to read by the end of the year? And I'm just gonna say all of the books that are on my 2021 TBR. I made it for a reason because I do want to read them all this year, and I'm about halfway. Actually, I should check. Actually, I guess I'll do that with my goals. So yeah, anyways, 2021 TBR is what I want to get done this year. And question 14 is the best book to movie adaptation that you've seen. And I'm pretty sure I've only seen one, and I haven't actually read the book for it yet. So I watched the Chaos Walking movie really recently, and I'm currently reading the book, The Knife and Never Letting Go, but I haven't finished it. So don't really have an answer for that one. I don't watch TV or movies very often at all, so yeah. Okay, so let's go on to the goals. I did make a goals video at the beginning of this year. I can link it down below if you're interested, and I'll link my 2021 TBR down below as well. But I'll just quickly go over them if you are interested, because it's also nice to check in for me. So my first goal is to read 100 books every year, and right now I think I'm at 60, so pretty good. Yeah, I don't have a way to check it really quickly, but anyways, I'm super on track. I think I'm 11 books ahead of schedule, so that is good. No worries there. My next goal is to read 3 books over 400 pages, and I'm pretty sure I've already done that, but I don't even... So Vow of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson was over 400, and I read that. And then Watchers is over 400. Oh, Heart of Red, Blood of Blue was over 400, so that got me that goal, so that's good. My next one was to read 3 new authors, and I beat that like almost in January, I think. Like, it was not too hard. Yeah, I finished in January. So Catherine Center was new to me, Dean Koontz was new to me, and then Alexandra Menier, she wrote the final 6. 3 new to me authors, so that was super easy. Next is reread 12 books, and I haven't actually kept track. I have on Goodreads. I've got a Goodreads shelf for it, and I don't think it's at 12 yet, but like I have reread stuff, so I don't know if I'm on track because that's like a book a month. I don't think I've reread a book a month, but anyways, it'll probably even out, so yeah, not worried about that one. And then I have read my must-reads list. I made a smaller must-reads list this year and like a more open one because I usually make basically I usually make a year TBR, and that's my must reads, but this year I made 2, I guess. Like I made a must reads and then I also made a 2021 TBR. So anyways, my must reads is to read a Francine Rivers book, which I have not done yet, and then to read a Charles Martin book, which I have not done yet, and then to read an Irene Hannon book, which I have not done, a Lynette Eason book, which I have not done, a John Grisham book, which I have not done. But see how it's just like a book by that author, so it leaves me open. So then I'm gonna go to, I'm using my bullet journal, by the way. I'm gonna go to my 2021 TBR. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I actually recently just went over this in a TBR video, so maybe I won't go over it. So I've read 5 of the 15 books, so I've got 10 more that I need to read. I guess you could say I'm behind, but like all of these books I'm sure that I will read before the end of the year, besides They Turn the World Upside Down, which I had talked about. So no worries there. I always make goals that are like really attainable because that's what I like to do. I like to feel good about myself and to succeed, so I make attainable goals. Having a great reading year so far, I've discovered so many good books and authors, so that is exciting. And a lot of it is thanks to you guys, but then also just my own searching and trying stuff out. So that was the mid-year book freakout tag and a little update on my goals. Thank you for watching this video, you guys, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. And thank you.